Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So welcome, and it is day 16, I believe, of the One Big Impact 30-Day Fitness Challenge. So today we're going to cover a little bit more complex of an issue, and I hope you stay on target. It may be a 5 or 10 minute video, so take a little bit of time out of your day, and we are going to cover insulin and how it works. Let's go take a look. Okay, so basically how it works is you get those cookies or that sugary sodas or soft drinks or something like that, and you pound them, right? You're down on energy, you're like, man, I gotta study, I need that sugar, and you get that sudden urge, you get that sudden surge of energy, right? That 400 calories of pure sugar is flowing through your body, you feel really good, really active. And here's what happens. Take a look into your bloodstream. You go into your bloodstream and you have all that energy flowing through you. Your pancreas wakes up and it's like, whoa, what the hell's going on? And it's like, hey, get my little friends out of here, insulin. We're gonna drop some insulin into the bloodstream, but we need to drop a lot because there's some kind of problem or whatever. We have a sudden surge of calories and sugar energy, so we need to, go start knocking on everybody's door. Let's go knock on the muscles door. Say, hey muscles, do you guys need any cookies? Because I got lots. And they're like, oh yeah, sure, I'll take some cookies. And then some of the cells are like, yeah, I'll take some too. And then the organs are like, oh, I could take a little bit. Then after a little while, everybody's full. And everybody's like, whoa, party over, I'm done. So that being said, once you hit that pivotal point where your muscles are full of glycogen and everything, and you've got those stores of sugar that you can't accept anymore, unfortunately what happens is it is stored in adipose tissue or fat. Okay, so let's say for instance 200 grams of that sugar out of the 400 grams was soaked up into your muscles, and everybody's using it for later as a stored energy or whatever. As soon as that 30 minutes goes by, you are now completely out of energy. You've lost everything, and now you're tired. You're more tired than you were before. Unfortunately, that extra 200 grams isn't getting used. The insulin said, hey, push it into the fat cells. We're going to store that as fat. Unfortunately, that's where you get overweight. And it's a slow process. If you eat more sugary foods, of course you can understand it would go a lot quicker. But most of us gain little by little, little by little, little by little. And the reason for that is your body can take up some of that, but not all of it. Another way to look at it is use this analogy. And I'm only explaining this a couple different ways because it's not the easiest thing to understand. Let's be completely honest. Not everybody wakes up like, I'm gonna control my insulin today. Yes, I know if you have diabetes or something like that, it's probably a lot more relevant with you. But I will say, let's say, for instance, you have a 50-gallon drum, right? You have a 50-gallon drum, and you bring, 15 to your heart, 15 grams of sugar to your organs, 15 grams of sugar to your muscles, and maybe spread out throughout, you got another 20 that can get soaked up or whatever. If you end up with 10 gallons more, so say you have 60 gallons of sugar, and you have only 50 gallons that you can put it in, what happens when you put 60 gallons of water, for instance, or sugar or anything, for lack of better terms, into a 50-gallon drum? It spills over. You get that 10 gallons that just falls out, right? Well, pretend that what falls out is actually being stored as fat. So yeah, and usually it's going to be a lot higher. Your body's only supposed to metabolize about 2 teaspoons to 2 tablespoons of sugar per day. And I guarantee you, if you just drink that soda, it's going to be 5 times that amount. So keep that in mind. That being said, that 10 gallons is now being soaked up by your fat stores and stuff like that. And if you're not getting to the gym, maybe you're active. So you are able to burn off 5 gallons of that. So maybe only 5 gets stored. So a lot of the times what you don't see is the way that people, those extremely fit people and stuff like that, they're not soaking up all that sugary bad foods at the gym, okay? The guy that is literally going balls out all the time in the gym but really not changing is probably the guy that hits some type of sugar replace before he works out, or is showing up at the gym with an extra large Starbucks coffee or a Monster or something like that. Furthermore, complex carbohydrates are not the same as simple sugars. Simple sugars are like gummy bears, soda, well, not chips, but you know what I'm saying, like chocolate bars, all that stuff that gives you that sudden urge, energy drinks and stuff like that, of energy, that boost of energy right to your heart, ready to go, revved up, and 30 minutes later you feel like you need some more. Complex carbohydrates work in a lot of different ways, in a much different way. So that's like your rice, your pastas, your whole foods, your vegetables, your proteins, all of that. So how those work is, once you ingest them, say it's to save 400 grams, right? We're weighing it, it's not much. It's either one soda or maybe some chicken breast and some vegetables. So once that is consumed by you, that is a slow, even release inside your bloodstream. There's no attack from pancreas, heart attack. Like, the pancreas is not like, oh crap, throw some in there. It's like, oh yeah, no, that's cool. We got some slow set of energy. We're gonna chuck a little bit of insulin out there, but it's no big deal. And then it's fed into the muscles and it's fed into everything. And it's good because you didn't have to spill over. You don't have any extra sugar that your body can't consume, because like I said before, you can only consume so much glycogen inside your muscles and all your cell tissues before it's spilled over. Usually complex carbohydrates, and I'm not saying overeat complex carbohydrates or simple carbohydrates, or some can consume the same amounts of both, and then you're going to get a steady flow of energy throughout the day. Have you ever eaten a piece of chicken breast and a little bit of rice and had a sugar crash? No. That's because you get sustained long-term energy throughout the day and you don't have those ups and downs. But usually, if you're hungry, remember, you can get a little climb from complex carbohydrates, but it's an even keel. If you do the other types of sugars, the sugars like simple sugars, you like say for gummy bears for instance, you'll go way up and then drop down, and that's why you feel that infamous sugar crash. Okay, two more things, and I'm not going to talk about them in their entirety, but I do want to touch base on them a little bit. I'll go into them a little bit further later. So type 2 diabetes usually can be in remission, or actually sometimes, as you may know, be completely obliterated by controlling your weight, by regulating your overall health, getting your weight down, getting what you eat in check and stuff like that. So keep that in mind. The next thing is insulin resistance. Almost, I'd say 50 to 75% of the time is caused by bad eating habits. It's caused by being type 2 diabetes, by not eating healthfully, not being active enough, not getting your manageable weight under control. I'm not saying that's technically you or specifically you, but I'm saying if you're having those problems with insulin resistance, it could be because of an entire lifestyle of bad food choices, bad health choices, not being active, gaining lots of extra fat tissue and stuff like that. So please keep that in mind. Remember, if you're going to reach for a snack, get complex carbohydrates like pastas or something like that. Always don't overeat. Furthermore, remember this tip. If you eat too much protein, that can raise your insulin levels and also be spilled over into fat. Keep that in mind, you guys. I hope you guys like our video. Please keep up the good work. I want to do as much for you as I can. Please make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for me. Have a beautiful day. Be stronger than your excuses. Keep kicking butt and remember to spread love, not hate. Peace, guys.